Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 between University of California at Berkeley and University of Washington. Sorry about game number 1. That was the only replay file I could find, so we're going straight into game number 2. University of Washington did take game number 1, so we'll go ahead and get this on the road. Playing for University of California at Berkeley, we have Kang-Wook Lee playing as the red Zerg on the eastern position of dual sight. This is TeRRy, our red Zerg. And playing as the yellow Terran, we have Lok Yin Adrian Kwong playing as the yellow Terran for University of Washington. And as you guys can hopefully tell by now, this map is dual sight, so really going to see some very, very interesting play. Both players probably know the map very well by now. And me too, coming down from KawaiiLighT. I'm not sure if he was talking to his teammate or something, but we're really about to see what's going on. We have GLHF from TeRRy, both players just playing standard, and TeRRy actually going for an Extractor Trick 11 drone. This is very interesting. I don't really see a lot of professional Zergs doing it nowadays. This is really popular, so I've heard, on the Korean ladder, just because the Koreans really do prefer to get out that extra drone just a little bit earlier. I don't believe it actually changes your total mineral income. It just lets you have that one extra drone just a few seconds earlier. So, relatively standard play. No scout yet from either players. Do have a barracks going down to complete the wall in. The Overlord is on its way across the map. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. And are we going to see Hatch first? We are. Hatch first has really not become popular on the ladder, though of course I must admit these games are about a month or two old. Hatch first, especially against Protoss, and can we follow this drone? There we go. Hatch first is really not quite as popular as I feel like it should be. That economic advantage you get of going with the hatchery first is so big. You can get out that many units, you get your queen faster, and sure, you're a little bit more defenseless, but on a map like dual sight where the rush distance is so big, look at how long it's taking this drone to cross the map. It's really, really sometimes for your benefit that you do go hatch first. And TeRRy does scout. He does see the barracks, sees no gas, so he understands there probably will be some bunker pressure going on, which we do have. A SCV scouting out for KawaiiLighT, and TeRRy actually just scouted the CC from KawaiiLighT, so it looks like Kawhi wants to take it into a macro, a mid or late game push, and here comes the SCV now scouting for KawaiiLighT, going to see the pool, see that it was in fact a hatch first. TeRRy now grabbing his gas as well, so relatively standard, safe opening from both players. Safe, yes, this is actually very economic, macro-oriented. Looks like this drone is just trying, the SCV is just trying to disrupt mining, and this is actually something that I've seen Huck use to great effect. So obviously these players have been doing their research, they do know what they are doing, and oh no, the drone actually did mine out the minerals, so now it can no longer put on that harass. We do have some Zerglings in production and a queen that will successfully scare away the SCV. We can see it is now retreating. And so far, relatively standard play. 2 gas goes down for KawaiiLighT. However, he can afford to take those gases with the very fast second CC because he will be able to put out that many more mules and SCVs that much faster. And we actually have a factory going down very, very quickly. Probably going to be a reactor right about now for some reactored Hellions. Yes, there is the reactor. So the SCV is now coming on its way back. The Zerglings are just kind of spreading around the map, making sure there aren't any hidden buildings just around. And both players just macroing up and looking forward to see what's going to happen. And we do have another barracks going down. 3 Marines are at the wall, and I wonder if these Zerglings are going to try to get up into the ramp and see what's going on. Speed has started, but it is a little bit late because TeRRy did take that later gas. So here come the Zerglings now, one going down behind the mineral line. I'm not sure if this one's going to try to run up and scout. Oh, and here it comes. The Marines there will be able to kill it. I'm not sure if TeRRy actually saw anything. TeRRy did see the reactor, but he didn't see any of the buildings. I guess he saw that the buildings were in transit, maybe? So I hope he can assume, and it does look like this command center is going to go down. TeRRy is going to see that was the Zergling and immediately respond. Will he get the Zergling in to block it? He does. So, it looks like the Marines are going to pick this off, and TeRRy sees everything. He sees the bunker. He does not see the Hellions. Hopefully he will know. There is creep being spread and a spine crawler built for defense. Meanwhile, TeRRy is just continuing to drone up. Very, very good. Very solid Zerg play. For Light, KawaiiLighT, we do have Stim going down out of 2 racks and reactored Hellions. So these Hellions are now going to try to get around behind the mineral lines. They just walk around the spine crawler, getting on 1-2 burns. I'm not sure if these the drones are going to take a lot of damage. They really are being microed very well by TeRRy. And uh-oh, here come the Hellions going into the main, the spine crawler. Oh, there's actually a macro hatch going down. This one single Hellion now looks like it's just going to be scouting. The Queen needs to get in there and kill it. The Zerglings, the drones are taking a lot of damage. The Hellion finally goes down to the Zerglings. This Queen really just kind of sat and watched while this was going on and allowed that to happen. I'm not entirely sure that that Queen was right for the job. She really should have done a better job at that. We do have a Baneling nest going down, along with a quick layer at about 7 minutes and an Evo chamber. So it does look like we're going to see maybe a mid-game Baneling bust, or, oh no, there it is, the third. So relatively standard defensive macro play from both players. Very, very awesome play. Meanwhile, if we just take a look at TeRRy's vision, I really like this. He's got the Overlord spread all around the map so he can spot incoming drops. His creep is starting to spread really well. He has 3 active creep tumors that he's spreading out. However, it does look like KawaiiLighT may be gearing up for a mid-game push. He does have siege tanks researching. Stim pack is just about to finish. More and more Marines are in production. Only 1 Marauder. I do like how KawaiiLighT did not just immediately go for a Marine Marauder. He got some scouting. He saw that there was no Roach Warren anywhere around TeRRy's base. He did not see the Baneling nest or the second Evo chamber, but he just knows that there are no roaches, so he doesn't need to get that many Marauders. And Zerglings now are just scouting around the map. It does look like this Zergling is going to scout out for TeRRy and see the composition. It does die to the bunker. 1 siege tank is now out. It looks like we're going to have another one coming out very soon. Another 2 barracks are going down. Meanwhile, uh-oh, Mutalisks. Good lord, I love Mutalisks. I haven't seen Mutalisks in so long in high-level play. Most people are just content with the Roach Zergling popularized by Stefano, and I know I reference him every game, but I really do enjoy watching Stefano play. And it seems like everybody's mimicking him nowadays simply because he found out that roaches are just so powerful. So I'm really, really excited to see the Spire. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is, edge of the creep. So if a scan does go down, it would probably be in the back of the base, or maybe at the natural. And uh-oh, it looks like we do have KawaiiLighT actually moving out. He does have +1 on the way, but it's a good, I'd say about a minute from finishing. Meanwhile, Centrifugal Hooks has not finished yet. This Spine Crawler is about to get demolished by these siege tanks. Needs to be canceled, or even at least stood up and walked away. It just died, barely poking away, killing 1 Marine. That is not worth it at all for a Spine Crawler. Let's see if TeRRy responds. His Spire is not quite finished yet. The Banelings are in production, but TeRRy did spend a lot of gas to make those Banelings. Let's see if he tries to get a flank. He does. He's coming around from the backside, but the Hellion is already there to try to catch him off guard. 1 siege tank fire goes, kills a lot of the Banelings. The siege tank actually kills its own Hellion with the fire. Meanwhile, the Marines are continuing to put pressure on the base. Let's see if I can get rid of this display so we can watch the attack. The Zerglings are going in now, doing tons and tons of damage. There doesn't look like they're going to be able to clean this up, though. There's just not enough from TeRRy to be able to clean this up. It's currently 80 supplied to 105 for KawaiiLighT. I'm not sure if TeRRy lost any Overlords or if he simply has been droning too hard. We'll take a look at the units, and yes, up to 48 drones. I'm not entirely sure that I quite agree with this. Meanwhile, we do have some Mutalisks in production out of these. There's Zerglings running around the map. Let's see if we can find the Mutalisks. More and more Banelings going down. I can't seem to find the Mutalisks. There they go. We have 2 Mutalisks now out for TeRRy, but KawaiiLighT has done so much damage already. He has denied the third, completely killed the expansion, taken out a healthy number of TeRRy's units. I'd really like to see TeRRy counterattack with some Zerglings and the Banelings and perhaps even the Mutalisks, see if he can do some damage back at the base. Never mind, KawaiiLighT is prepared. He already has combat shields, a very large number of Marines. It looks like KawaiiLighT is just going to hold this position. I'm not sure I agree with this. He's done the damage he needs to have done. He needs to back away, but I feel like he's too scared because of this Zergling and Baneling potential to just wipe out that army. So I think he's just going to hold that position. We do have some Marines scouting around, making sure there aren't any other hidden expansions. KawaiiLighT is now taking his third. I don't see any turrets up anywhere, so the Mutalisks that are now in production for TeRRy, 4 Mutalisks. Let's see if we can find out where those are. There's 4. 2 more are now out. We have +1 flyer attack. So it looks like TeRRy trying to go for some classic Mutalisk play. There we go, 12 Mutalisks. That's a pretty good number. You can quickly take out a pack of Marines. I'm actually not sure if this would be a good idea to go into this. And now the Marines are all going to respond at once with Stim. Stim Marines do so much damage to Mutalisks. One Mutalisk does go down, but these Marines are going to die very quickly at the cost of another one Mutalisk. So these Mutalisks manage to clean up the attack. TeRRy, meanwhile, does need to expand. He needs to get back on solid footing with KawaiiLighT. He is definitely behind. He has lost a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Banelings. We take a look at the units lost tab. We can see 58 units were killed for TeRRy by KawaiiLighT. So as far as resources, as a matter of fact, he's behind by about 1.2 thousand. So it's actually not that bad. Both players are doing pretty good. If we look at the supplies, however, that's where it tells the real tale. KawaiiLighT is macroing up like a monster. 162 supplied to the Zergs, 131. The Zerg is actually behind because he is gas starved. He is trying to go for this Mutalisk Baneling play, which does require a lot of gas. So without that third, he doesn't have that extra income. He is falling behind. Let's see if we can follow these guys. There we go. I'm still learning my hotkeys. I figured it out. I know how to follow units now, even though the camera is kind of a pain in the butt, like when I do, and I'll look around at this excellent creeps bed. Look at this. So many active creep tumors. I like how this queen is just running around pooping creep everywhere. TeRRy really needs to try to take a fast force, see if they can get it in. Oh, it does look like here go the Mutalisk, seeing if they can do some damage. There's one missile turret. That goes down very quickly. The reactor is going to fall almost instantly. Some stimmed Marines now going to see if they can do some damage. One Mutalisk does go down, but the Mutalisks finally fly away. And now TeRRy is fully aware, KawaiiLighT is fully aware of the harass potential of these Mutalisks. However, he is already working on Terran weapons number 3 for ground units, vehicle weapons number 1. KawaiiLighT is very, very far ahead. 200 supply to TeRRy's 150. I'm not sure if I agree with this Mutalisk play anymore. I see now why it is no longer in use on the ladder. It's really not very effective against this massive Marine siege tank ball. TeRRy really needs to get a solid hit with the Banelings, and oh, here it comes. Looks like the Zerglings are trying to get in, see if they can do any damage, but they are on a move, and here come the Banelings, and now they're backing out. The siege tanks are not firing on the Banelings yet. It doesn't look like they were sieged in the proper position, and let's see what's going on here. Yep, we can't really see anything here. TeRRy actually just poking forward and falling back. It does look like he's going to move in now. This small contingent of Marines baiting the units back into the siege tank Marine ball. The Mutalisks are going to try to juke around. There is excellent creep spread, so TeRRy is able to move very, very quickly from one location to another as these Zerglings are just running around the map, bolting from one direction to another. We do see 2 more command centers going down, probably going to be a planetary fortress wall, and oh, it does look like TeRRy is going to engage. No, he falls back. +2 vehicle weapons is now on the way, +2 flyer weapons is also on the way for TeRRy. So both players are doing relatively good in upgrades. These armies are moving too quickly. We need to calm down and follow him. 2-2 has finished for KawaiiLighT. Meanwhile, for the Zerglings, they are sitting comfortably at 0-1. So TeRRy really is just not sure what he's going. Oh, and now it does look like with the Thor in the army, KawaiiLighT feels comfortable moving out. He feels like he can take on those Mutalisks with the massive splash damage of the Thor. TeRRy is only now just taking his 4th up at the natural 4th position, trying to stretch his army out. If KawaiiLighT does go to take out this 4th, TeRRy will have an opening to swing in to the bottom and see if he can do some damage to KawaiiLight's 3rd. And it does look like KawaiiLighT is moving into the 4th. He is going to try to snipe that and take it out very quickly. Let's see if TeRRy tries to respond and try to defend his 4th hatchery. And the Marines are now in position. The siege tanks are sieged up. They're going to do tons of damage. The Zerglings are just on attack move. The Banelings are getting demolished by the siege tank fire. And the Mutalisks just kind of whittle away, don't really do any real damage, and it looks now like KawaiiLighT is going to try to press into TeRRy's 3rd once again and see if he can clean it up. Tons and tons of Zerglings are in production, but it won't be enough for TeRRy. He's really, really under pressure by this. We're going to need some excellent micro, some excellent flanking to get this, not the A moving that we've been seeing. Now KawaiiLighT is moving up with this pack of Marines, seeing if he can just clear it out a little bit, maybe bait some units, and it looks like TeRRy may be going for a backstab with the Infestor Zergling Baneling composition, but I don't think it'll be able to do anything against the multiple orbital command centers that are spreading out across the map, and here comes the backstab. The Zerglings are now running into the main. The siege tanks are sieged. The Mutalisks need to focus fire the siege tanks and clear them out for the Banelings. The excellent spread from KawaiiLighT soaks so much damage from those Banelings. The Banelings die without doing enough splash damage to justify this attack. How will KawaiiLighT respond? Will he continue to press in? It did look like KawaiiLighT did clear out the third base, but now he's just going around clearing creep. He knows his army composition is superior. However, these Mutalisks are just wreaking havoc on the SCV line. I don't know if they'll be able to do enough damage to really justify this as an attack. Meanwhile, an Infested Terran against a siege tank is a very comical fight. I'm really looking forward to seeing who wins, and it is, in fact, the siege tank. The siege tank also kills the Infestor, which is a sad, sad story. Zerglings are now streaming into the base, just dying to this pack of Marines. We've got a gauntlet here for the Zerglings to go into, but it does look like they're going to die very quickly. Meanwhile, this command center is trying to land, but there is creep being pooped, and now siege tanks are sieged, Zerglings are dying, Marines are killing things, and Medevac is just dancing in the sky. It is truly a sight for the heavens, and the Mutalisks fly over the Marines. They die so quickly to those stemmed 3-3 Marines. Currently only 3 Mutalisks left on the map. KawaiiLighT almost doubling TeRRy's supply. Ladies and gentlemen, TeRRy has taken so much damage. He has almost mined out his main. He is running on 3 patches from the natural. He is so far behind. TeRRy, KawaiiLighT getting high-sec auto-tracking. Currently the most useless upgrade in the game. No offense, Blizzard. But to be completely honest, I have never at all seen this in a game before, so to me this just looks like a little bit of manner. Another command center going down. It looks like KawaiiLighT has taken this game for University of Washington. The only real way that TeRRy can manage to come back is with something incredibly cheesy, but these 3-3 Marines are so strong. They're going to be able to obliterate TeRRy's army. Any attempts TeRRy has at coming back. So, and now it looks like the Zerglings and Mutalisk are in production. Not even any Banelings there. They are now just getting in. The fungal growth going down on the Marines and the Zerglings going in, so the splash damage from the siege tanks does excellent damage to the Marines, more damage than the Zerglings could have hoped, but it does look like the natural is now also dead. The main is about to be under fire, and it looks like TeRRy is going to go for another backstab, but there's already a healthy contingent of Marines and siege tanks for KawaiiLighT defending the natural once again. Not enough damage has been done. We take a look at the units lost. TeRRy has actually been on top of it. He's really only lost about 20 drones, which isn't that bad considering a single Baneling chasing these SCVs, but it will get picked off by the army. That was pretty interesting. And this command center will go down from the fire of 3 Zerglings and 2 Mutalisks. It is taking forever, but it will happen, and it just flies away. And there it is. TeRRy GG's as KawaiiLighT presses into the main, and University of Washington takes game number 2, putting that map 2-0 in this series. So thank you guys for watching once again, and we see the Manor Mules going down to mine the patches out for these poor drones. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in game number 3.